Hey, real quick, right? I'm about to address, some things. I'm about to say some real stuff. Because let me be frank with you, right? Honestly, this world is in need of real talk. This is not no sugar coating. This is real talk. Now, right, let's talk about titles. Let's talk about titles. Let's talk about school sets. Let's talk about degrees. Let's talk about job positions. Let's talk about these things. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you something, right? This is real talk. Your titles, you see, I look at the society, right? And it's funny because I see, most people we live in a construct, right? You see, let's take example like school set, right? School certificate, right? You see, I see some people, they just accumulate everything together. They just accumulate, they have BSc, MSc, PhD, MBA, doctors, this thing. They just accumulate all the whole degrees. But you see, no knowledge of self. That's the problem I have with, when people are living in a construct, right? But they can't see or they can't perceive that they are living in a construct because they are so focused on accumulating these badges, accumulating these degrees, accumulating. No, come on. What is really going on? What is really going on? Like, what is really going on? How about the virtues of being a soul? How about the virtues of being a human? How about love? How about empathy? How about intuition? How about connection? How about emotional stability? See, where are the virtues? Where are the virtues? Now. Listen to me, right? Now, listen to me. I'm not saying that these degrees are bad. Right? You see, it's good, right? It's good, right? It's really good. But you see, when people now think that they are the shit because they have these titles, then that's when there's a problem. You see, from my understanding, we live in a dual universe. Everything is duality, right? So the more you keep, accumulating these titles, accumulating these badges, the more you keep feeding your ego. Like, this is just ego based. It's just feeding your ego. Like, you see, real knowledge, right? Real knowledge is not associated with any degree. Real knowledge is not associated with any titles. Real knowledge is real knowledge. It comes from spirit. It comes from the divine. It comes from God. You see, this is really real. When we live in a society where people think, see, let me tell you something. In a world, in a society, in a country, in a living economic situation where change is constant. We live in a universe where change is constant, right? In a universe where change is constant, attaching to yourself to degrees, attaching yourself to titles is a very backward thinking. Okay, some people, they have titles, right? Okay, M.B.A, BSc, BCC. You see, that's past knowledge. Every day is a new day. We're entering new days, new technology. Technology is increasing, science is increasing. They are discovering this, they are discovering that. Everything is changing. The world is changing. Now, somebody now has all these badges, all these degrees, all these titles. Yeah, you see, but it's all in the past. And now they think they are something. They think they are something based on titles that are evolving. That knowledge, like, that they learned presently, in a couple more years, it has evolved, it's changing. Now, is that not limitation? Is that not dogmatic? Like, come on. Man, it's really time, like, people really get back to the real deal. People really get back to themselves. People really get back to studying, knowledge of self, understanding the universal laws, understanding, being a human. Man, what happened to love, empathy? What happened to patience, courage? Why are these things not promoted, right? But yet, people just accumulate degrees. Okay, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Like, come on, man. What's going on? What's going on, man? Now it's actually crazy because this thing feeds the ego. It's ego boosting, right? Now people don't really know the virtues they are to really possess. They really don't know what, like they really don't know the real deal. So now they're thinking, okay, it's until I get this, until I get that. Take a look at the world. Take a look at the society you live in. Let me be frank with you, right? And we both know, right? The wealthiest people, right? Either they were dropouts, either they never attended school. Look at your society. Look at like the people who changed society, the people who brought invention, the people they were more knowledgeable. They were not really associated with any degree or any, like, look at the Steve Jobs. Even look at your Facebook, like these CEOs, they dropped out. Like, this you see knowledge, real knowledge is intellectual, is divine. So come on. So with that being said, I feel like it's time for people to really act accordingly. They should really act accordingly, because the society we are evolving to, your degrees don't mean nothing if you have no knowledge of self, if you have no, you're not human, if you're not connected with your divine essence. It doesn't mean anything. It's only a fixed, limited, imposed mindset. And let me tell you something, these are devices to abundance. These are devices to prosperity. These are devices to wealth. Thinking because you have something now you amount to anything. Now you just associate it in these things. So what happened, right? What happened to what happened to love? What happened to your human nature? Now you think you're something because you have these degrees. More than you think you're something. You think you're better than the next man. You think you're better than everyone, right? So come on, right? Let's act accordingly. These things, I'm not going to tell you these things are bad, right? They are good, man. But it's even more stronger when you have knowledge of self. You're connected to divine essence. You know your soul's purpose. You know why you're here. You know your true path. You know you're divinely aligned. It's more perfect than people identifying with the matrix, living in a construct, and they don't even understand what they're doing. Come on, man. It's time to wake up. Come on. You can do better than this, man. Wake up. With that being said, focus on self-development, focus on the really important virtues that really matter, right? Because come on, these things are, it's a limited mindset. I hope I was able to reach you, soften your heart, and keep pushing. I'm going to see you at the top. See you, doing the right thing, connecting to yourself, divine essence, self-knowledge. Come on.